Hi everyone, I've literally just finished watching the Chancellor's announcement today about the self-employed income support scheme. This has been long awaited following the announcement last week of the job retention scheme to cover employees' wages. Now, I'm sharing this with you as I'm conscious that some of my fellow property investors could very well be self-employed, and so the grants that are announced today could be of value to you. I'm also sharing this with you as a property investor and property manager in that pretty much all of our suppliers are self-employed. So our cleaners, our gas engineers, our electrical guys, the guys that provide the much needed support for us managing our properties and those of our clients are all self-employed, and they're all really struggling at this difficult time. So today's announcement is obviously of great interest to them. So I'll be sharing with them tomorrow the information announced by the government. So the government has said that the information will be available on businesssupport.gov.uk. I've literally just checked that site and those press releases are not there yet, but I'm sure they will be later today or first thing tomorrow. So we've got a really good team of preferred suppliers, and I really don't want to see them going out of business. Once all of this is over and we can get back to some sort of normality, I'd really like to be able to get them back to work and helping us to manage our property portfolio effectively and profitably. So today's announcement has got lots of implications, both for fellow property investors but also all of our contractors that we use. So what was the announcement that the Chancellor made tonight? Essentially, their government is now offering grants of up to 80% of your profits, and those profits are going to be averaged over the last 3 years' tax returns. This scheme is eligible for self-employed people who made profits of up to £50,000. So effectively what the Chancellor said is if you're making considerable profits as a self-employed person, he's implicitly, I would suggest, saying that you should have sufficient financial reserves to be able to see you through this time. Now, the announcement tonight was quite complex. There was a lot of information in there. The grants will not be paid until June at the earliest, and that's simply a logistical and IT challenge. Nothing on this scale has ever been attempted like this before in this country, never mind the world. So to be fair to HMRC, they are going to need some time to identify the people that this impacts and then also put the systems and processes in place to make that happen. Effectively, if you are self-employed and you've already filed a tax return, then HMRC will contact you if you are eligible. Effectively, you will get 3 months worth of profits up to a maximum of £2,500 per month, paid in a lump sum, hopefully around June or July. So it's effectively backdated to March, in line with the job retention scheme for employees. Now, there was a question around if you don't have 3 years of tax returns, then what happens there? Well, what the Chancellor said is you would still be eligible, but obviously they will only be able to use the information that they have. So if you only have 1 or 2 years tax returns, then they will use that information in order to calculate the grant for you. Now, obviously June is quite a long time away. I do know my contractors, their work's already pretty much dried up. So that's a long time to wait until this payment. Now, hopefully they have the financial resources to be able to do that. But what the Chancellor said is in the meantime, if people are struggling, universal credit is now accessible to all. So if you are self-employed, you can access universal credit as well. And there is also the business loan interruption scheme, which again was announced last week. As I say, all of this will be available on the government website soon. That's businesssupport.gov.uk. And as I say, I certainly will be sharing this with all of my preferred contractors tomorrow to be able to support them through this difficult time. So I hope you found this information useful. Do go and check out the government site, especially if you yourself are eligible. This money is a grant, it's not a loan, so if you are eligible, it's definitely worth taking the government up on this offer.